International Corruption Index shows that Trinidad and Tobago has dropped 18 points and is now ranked 91 out of 183 countries.
We have been miseducated about it, and we have to admit that. We have to have the courage to admit that, to start changing how we deal with it. And corruption is defined as the abuse of a position of trust. $2 out of every $3 of our petrodollars that we spent, the taxpayers' money, was wasted or stolen. That was 30 years ago. So what has changed?
11 CARIFORUM countries ranked, 5 were above the midpoint score of 5. Trinidad and Tobago failed to make that list.
Anything below the score of 5 is considered as a strong perception that corruption is a problem or a challenge in that particular country.
Opposition leader Kamla Persad-Bissessar says Prime Minister Patrick Manning owes it to the population to disclose the nature of his discussions with former UDICOT chairman Calder Hart, which led to his sudden resignation and departure from this country. That several projects under the Housing Development Corporation had to be stopped because they were riddled with corruption and poor construction.
4 months ago, we suffered a constitutional outrage in this country. We call it the Section 34 fiasco. The Section 34 fiasco. A suspicious piece of law, and I'm going to say it like it is, a suspicious piece of law was passed at a suspicious time to free some suspects.
It is not that the Minister of Justice is in any conspiracy. Who are these people? I don't legislate for these people. I bring measures on the basis of legal principle.
Mr. Ramlogan says the legislation slipped by everyone in the cabinet because of how the cabinet note brought by Minister Volney was worded.
The way the note was cast and the way it was couched, it was part and parcel of the implementing the promises and assurances which were given in the Parliament. And if you read the paragraph, you will see that one got the impression that, look, this is in fact part of the implementation process.
What did he do when he discovered it and he was aware of Section 34? He did absolutely nothing, and that is dereliction of duty.
Mr. Volney told us that had the DPP raised the red flag, he would have made the necessary changes to include white-collar crimes.
The 16th of January 2009, the CL Financial Group, the same one that was in so much financial trouble, they had to write to the governor of the central bank. That group pays dividends to its shareholders. The group only has 325 shareholders. $24 billion Trinidad and Tobago dollars, according to the affidavit of Mr. Winston Ducoran, sworn affidavit of 3rd of April 2012. $24 billion Trinidad and Tobago dollars are being spent behind this bailout. $24 billion Trinidad and Tobago dollars is 3.72 billion US dollars. That is a colossal amount of money in the history of the Caribbean. Colossal. And there was a lady with a sign, a very simple sign, a kind of a battered-looking blonde lady. And the sign was made out of Bristol board, as we say in his pads, and it was made with a marker. And what it said on that sign hit me right in the center. It said, if you're not outraged, you haven't been paying attention. If you're not outraged, you haven't been paying attention. If you're not outraged, you haven't been paying attention.
If you're outraged, you have been attention. If you're outraged, you have been attention.
Time you start removing consequence from a situation, people can do anything. And as we say in Trinidad and Tobago, get a bligh.